Hi guys, welcome to Android Guider. So in this video, we are going to show you on how to install Android 8.0 Oreo on your Redmi Note 3. So first up, you have to go down to the description box and I have put down a link to an XDA thread in there. Open that up, you will get this page. Scroll down and you will find the download link of the ROM. The This build of the ROM was uploaded on Android file host. So just open this download link. It takes a while for the page to load. I already had opened it up. So yeah, you will get something like this. So just go ahead, tap on AOSP 8.0 for Kenzo, and I will just begin the download, and then we will talk a bit about the various stuff that we need to take care of. So just let me begin the download. I've got a fairly quick internet connection, so it shouldn't take much time for the downloading to complete. um, yeah, and you can see that the that page has loaded, but it takes a while. Yeah, so really very there are a couple of prerequisites. You should have an unlocked bootloader. We will talk about officially and unofficially unlocked bootloaders. And you must have installed custom recovery like TWRP. Of course, in fact, TWRP is the recommended recovery. And talking about recoveries, you can use either ZCX recovery or the official builds of TWRP. That's completely up to you. Um, yeah, and the next thing is that this build of the ROM is for both Kenzo as well as Kate. That is, it will be applicable to both the Snapdragon variants as well as the MediaTek variants of the Redmi Note 3. Okay, and the next thing that I want to tell you about is, I guess it will take about 13 minutes. Yeah, and the next couple of things which I want to tell you are that we do have two custom kernels available currently. I think one was Redon and the other one is Agni kernel. So Redon, the Oreo based builds of Redon were released, I think maybe yesterday or today. So if you want to use a custom kernel to get all those to get the bunch of extra settings, then you can either go ahead and download either Redon or Agni kernel. So and as I just mentioned, the Oreo-based builds of Redon were released just today, while the Oreo-based builds of Agni kernel have been they have been out since the last couple of, I think maybe 4 or 5 days. So you can use whatever whichever kernel you prefer. These are you can see you can download the stable builds of Redon for Android 8.0.0 Nougat or Marshmallow from in here. And you can just, if you want to flash a custom kernel, this is completely optional. If you want to flash a custom kernel, then you can either install Agni or Redon. I'll be having links to both of them down below in the description box. You so just go ahead and give a read to the features of both Redon as well as Agni kernel, and then choose whichever one of them you like. um, and yeah, Agni kernel, I think it's been there since the last couple of days. uh, yeah, so anyway, download the kernel of your choice, and I quickly want to go ahead back to the XDA thread of Oreo 8.0, and we'll just quickly open this up. And guys, definitely recommended that you go ahead and at least read the XDA thread thoroughly, because maybe if you are watching this video sometime later on, maybe after several months since it was uploaded, then several bugs might have been resolved, and uh, there might have been new features added on. So just make sure that you read the XDA thread thoroughly. Okay, and there are currently there are a couple of bugs. You can make out from under known issues that the Wi-Fi hotspot doesn't work, USB tethering doesn't work. you don't have you won't be getting VoLTE, and the good X fingerprint isn't working as well. The FPC fingerprint does work, and Wi-Fi, mobile data, calling, GPS, camera, uh, video recording, IR blaster, sound vibration, notification lights, everything else is working. And Bluetooth and FM radio are buggy at times. So just keep in mind that if you are a Reliance Geo user, then if you prefer to stay on Oreo, then you will have to use the Geo 4G voice app for making and receiving calls. And yeah, so these are the only known issues. And as far as the extras go, we do have pixel colors, pixel launcher, and all those some extra features are bundled in. And guys, if you like the work of the developer, you should definitely donate to him. And yeah, I did go through the XGA thread, and uh, there aren't any other other no user complained of any other issue except the ones which are mentioned in this post. So again, I will say this again. Just do ensure that you read the XGA thread thoroughly. And this is currently an AOSP build of Oreo for the Redmi Note 3, so there aren't many features added on. It is just a stock variant of Oreo 8.0. So um, don't expect any extra features apart from what Oreo has to offer. Okay, and the download, it's still 11 minutes away, so I will just stop this video, and when the download is complete, we will reboot back into TWRP and get started with the installation. And before that, I will also tell you guys some stuff about the bootloaders, and how do you have to go about them. Yeah. Okay, guys, so the download got completed, and I just wanted to talk now a bit uh, about officially and unofficially unlocked bootloaders, and whether you can install this ROM on unofficially unlocked bootloaders. Um, so the first thing before we get into the discussion about bootloaders is that you have to download the latest firmware as well. You can find the latest compatible firmware depending upon your device model, Kenzo or Kate. So if you don't know the difference between Kenzo and Kate, it is that the Snapdragon variants of the Redmi Note 3 are codenamed as Kenzo, and those with the MediaTek chipset are known as Kate. They are codenamed as Kate. So download the compatible firmware of your choice. And for those of you who now want to know whether they can install this on an unofficially unlocked bootloader, then the answer is yes. But again, the official maintainer of LineageOS for Redmi Note 3, he has clearly stated that in the future builds of LineageOS, or maybe LineageOS 15, or the firmware would be bundled inside the ROM itself. So there was this brief note that he had published, and I will read it out. And guys, this is definitely going to be a long video, so in case you aren't a fan of long videos, although this video will be edited, but it will still be quite long, because I want to be thorough in whatever I cover up, and I don't like to miss out on too many things, so that I can best help you out, guys who are watching this video. So you know the what he has said is, I will just read it out. um, I still suggest such guys to go back and install the latest MIUI developer ROM once, so and unlock the bootloader using official Xiaomi method. Even other Xiaomi devices do official method. Kenzo people should do it too, and god damn it, forget about unofficial method to unlock bootloader because of the reason discussed in earlier post of mine. You just have to do it once. Firmware isn't updated often. I just need everyone to be on a single compatible firmware version from which the blobs are being used by the system. Once you are on the latest firmware, the firmware zips in the original post. The original post is the first post in the XDA thread. Won't be a problem and won't relock your bootloader or something. Right now, the ROM zip only checks for a modem version. Check to be the latest one available from the global developer ROM. There's no check for a boot slash the bootloader as of now, but as I said, flash MIUI developer once and unlock it officially to be in line with the library requirements used in the ROM. Now, for those of you who are literally too stubborn about not updating bootloader as Xiaomi official unlock method don't work for them, and flashing the zip from the original post relocks the bootloader for them. It works after some tries or something. I did the same too, and so did many. Still, hashtag blame Xiaomi. For now, you can remove the firmware update slash EMMC underscore apps boot.mbn from the firmware zip and flash it for now to update the modem at least to be able to flash the ROM, and do not relog the bootloader. But do not report problems like not booting or fingerprint not working issues. If you do this or use any other modified firmware which I cannot trust, that's, well, okay. I won't read it after this, but you can make out the point of the developer that he wants all of us to be on 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 a he wants all of us to have officially unlocked bootloader. And trust me guys, I also had faced a lot of problems in unlocking my bootloader officially. Maybe till I think I wasn't able to officially unlock the bootloader until the end of July. It took me a lot of time. There were, I in fact I had to uh, I had to take a lot of steps, read a lot of threads on the me forums regarding how to officially unlock the bootloader. Whenever I did get the permission to unlock the bootloader officially, but whenever I tried to unlock it using the mi unlock tool, it got stuck on 99%. So I did read a couple of threads, and one of them worked for me, and then I was able to unlock the bootloader officially. And I did run into a lot many problems, which I hope you guys don't ever face. I was before July, as I told you, I was using I had unlocked my bootloader unofficially. And back then, I think I flashed some sort of firmware because VOLT was not working for me on one of the ROMs out there. So I ended up flashing firmware, and I think I forgot to delete the apps boot, the EMMC underscore apps boot.mbn file. That is the bootloader. I forgot to delete it from the firmware, and then I ended up soft breaking my device, and that was so bad that I had to actually use a deep flashing cable from I had to make one. And it was those that was about 1 week which it took me to completely recover my phone. I did manage to get it back up, but that was one of those bad times which I had uh, in modifying my phone. So all I would say is that just ensure that you get on you at least try and unlock your bootloader officially, because in one of the other posts, the LineageOS maintainer, he has mentioned that he will be including the firmware files in the ROM zip from now on, from in future builds of LineageOS, maybe starting from LineageOS 15, I don't know. But he does have plans for that. So all the ROMs which will then be based on the future versions of Android Oreo and Android P. Maybe I hope we do get Android P. That's anyway. That's still a long shot from now. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that there will definitely be a time when all the ROMs will be shipping with the firmware included in them. So it's definitely recommended that you unlock your bootloader officially, because otherwise you may then run into issues with fingerprints, and or something else might break. Now I just wanted to give you guys a quick look into why I'm telling you that this build of the ROM will work with unofficially unlocked bootloaders as well. This is um, the I have got mi explorer installed, and I had downloaded a weekly build of slim rom for Kenzo. This is based on nougat 7.1.2, and when I open up the updater script from herein, so updater script is the script which is executed while installing any rom. So when I open the updater script, you can make out from in here. I'll just go into editor, and you can make out from in here that there is this uh, this line, assert xiaomi dot verify underscore modem, this line. So this is the line which we were talk uh, which the we recently read about that modem check in that xda post by the LineageOS maintainer, and this is the modem check he is talking about. This sort of check isn't present in the ROM in the official build in the Oreo based builds. Now I'll go back. We will quickly open up the updater script of Oreo 8.0 for Kenzo, and now from herein you can simply see that what there are no checks. In fact, we aren't even checking whether the device has some other model other than Kenzo or Kate. So we simply start directly with the installation, and there are no sort of modem checks or anything like that. And also another thing, you can also make out that currently the firmware isn't included in the ROM. Now I will just open up this again, and you can see that the firmware isn't included in the ROM at all. And if you want to get an idea on how the ROMs with included firmware look like, then I had also downloaded an official this was a MIUI 9 port for the Redmi Note 3. And if a ROM includes the firmware, then it will have a firmware dash hyphen update folder, and this is the MIUI 9. This MIUI 9 port ROM, this includes the firmware. And but if you don't come across any firmware update folder in the ROM, then that ROM doesn't ship with the firmware. So just keep a note of that. I think I have fairly elaborated a lot. So I'll just summarize on how we are going to go about the installation. So first up, we will reboot into TWRP. We will flash the ROM, and the G apps are included in the ROM. And before that, you can use either of the recoveries. As I mentioned, you can use ZCX recovery, you can use the official builds of TWRP, and we also have now got Red Wolf recovery. That's another recovery, custom recovery out there. You can also use that if you want. So use any recovery. I personally would be using the I would personally be using the official build of TWRP, because I ran into a couple of issues at times when I was restoring a backup using using ZCX recovery. I couldn't get VOLT to work at times when I was restoring one of the backups. So I don't use ZCX, but it's completely up to you if you want to use ZCX. And after now the first step would be to reboot back to recovery, install the ROM, and the ROM does include GApps as well. So and then if you did download any custom kernel, if you want to get those extra settings to tweak the kernel, then if you have downloaded any custom kernel, then we will be flashing that, and then we will simply reboot the device, and uh, we would have Oreo installed. And another thing is that we would obviously be making an Android backup as well. And uh, just I wanted to clear out another thing, if some of you have got that misconception. If you install Redon or Agni kernel, they have got those good X patches for the various fingerprints, good X, FPC, both of them included. They have got patches for that. So in case you are thinking that those patches will work on Oreo, then that's not going to be the case. No ROM, even if you install those patches, then then even the Godex fingerprint won't work. So the fingerprint will only work only if you have got the FPC fingerprint and not the Godex one. Okay, so we'll now reboot back into TWRP and install the ROM. Guys, so before we boot back into TWRP, I just wanted to clear another thing in regards to the firmware which I made you guys download earlier. uh, so just make sure that if you have an unofficially unlocked bootloader, although I don't recommend that, but still if you have that, then make sure to delete the emmc underscore apps boot.mbn file from under the firmware update folder. So go to I would recommend having a file explorer like mi explorer installed. I will be having a link down below in the description box for the apk file of mi explorer. You can't find this on the Google Play Store, so you will have to install it manually using its apk file. So install mi explorer, and or you can use any other explorer. This should work with es file explorer as well. Open up this the MIUI firmware which you have downloaded. Go to the firmware update folder and then simply delete the emmc underscore apps boot.mbn file from in here. So you can simply just tap on delete here, and when you will click on confirm, it will spontaneously you don't have to decompile the firmware file, delete the mmc underscore apps boot.mbn file, and then zip that folder back again. mi explorer will delete this file spontaneously. So you can save up some time from that um, from the deletion. So in case you have unlocked your bootloader officially, then you don't have to delete the emmc bootloader file. So yeah, now we will before we begin the installation of the ROM, we will quickly reboot into TWRP and install the firmware first up, and then we will get back again to TWRP. Okay. Yeah, so guys, we will just quickly reboot back into TWRP and install the firmware zip, and then we will begin with the traditional installation. So just I will be rebooting back to TWRP using the advanced reboot menu. You can use the traditional method to boot back into TWRP. I will be booting back into TWRP using the traditional method of power offing the device, and then you know using the volume key combination to boot into TWRP. I will do that the next time we boot into TWRP. Yeah, so let's just wait, and we will quickly install the firmware. So all you have to do is go to install, and then just simply navigate to the folder where you have placed the firmware files. I had placed that under ROM in my external SD card. So there we go. I'll simply select this, and I'll just uncheck this, swipe to confirm flash. Okay, and you could have also selected the option of rebooting after the installation was complete. We don't have to wipe cache or dalvik. It's not necessary. We will simply tap on reboot system, and we will just wait for the phone to boot up again, and then once again we will get back into TWRP and install the ROM. Okay guys, so now we'll be rebooting back into TWRP. There are two ways you can go about that. Either if you are using a ROM which supports advanced reboot, then you can reboot back into TWRP using the advanced reboot menu, or you can go about the traditional method. Power off your device, press the volume up, press the volume down key along with the press the volume up key along with the power button, and then you can reboot it back into you can boot into TWRP. So I will go about the traditional method. You can use the advanced reboot menu option. So I will just power off the device. it's shutting down. And now all you have to do is simply just uh, tap on the volume up key and the power button simultaneously, and then we will be into we will have booted up into TWRP. Okay, so I do hope that we do get into TWRP. Yeah, and you just make sure that you also have got the battery level. I would recommend ensuring at least 20% of battery, but it's always good if you can have maybe about 50% or something like that. Yeah. So the first thing that we have to go that we first have to do is make an Android backup, guys. So this goes without saying that it's always better to be on the safer side of things. So in case you ever get into run into any trouble while using Oreo, then you can always go back to the ROM which you were using before. So do make sure that you make an Android backup and store it in a safe place. So just ensure that I already have made a backup. You can see that I made this up quite recently. So take an Android backup, and in my case the backup size is about 10.4 gigs. So again, the backup size depends upon how many apps you have installed and the data, etc, etc. So make an Android backup, and keep it in a safe location. Then once you have made an Android backup, head over to the wipe section. Then go to advanced wipe, and from here in we will be wiping Davik and art cache, system, data, not internal storage. Select data and cache. So you just have to check in these four again. I will repeat them: data, or Davik or art cache, system, data partition, and cache, and then simply swipe to wipe them. And once the wiping gets complete, tap on the home key, go to install, and then from in there you can install, select the ROM build. So this is the ROM build, AOSP_Kenzo -8.0, and I'll just uncheck this. Okay, and then swipe to confirm flash, or now you can tap on add more zips, and select if you had if you had downloaded any custom kernel like Redon or Agni kernel, then you have to select that from add more zip section. And also if you want root access, then you will have to flash Magisk or something. I will just swipe to confirm. Okay, so if you want root, the ROM isn't rooted. I think at least it's not rooted. So in case you want if you wish to obtain root access, then you will have to download either Magisk, or you can use PHH Super User, SuperSU, or whichever root client you prefer. So I will be having a link down below in the description box for the three of them. These are the most popular root clients out there: SuperSU, Magisk, or PHH Super User. So use either one of them, and all of them will work on Oreo. So you can see that the ROM installation is complete. I will simply tap on reboot system now. Okay, I'll still check. Yeah, the flashing did get completed, and it still said that there was no OS present. Anyway, we will still reboot the system. Yeah, we should be fine with it. So yeah, let's wait a while. By the way, the TWRP builds, they are I think they were still they weren't updated for Android Oreo. So I guess that might be a bit of a problem. Their sources were based on Android Nougat. So let's hope it just boots up. Yeah, and there we go. We finally have the Google boot animation. So one of the reasons why I think there might be a problem in TWRP stating that there was no OS installed is that the ROM sources for TWRP, they haven't been updated to Oreo as of now. Currently they were the last official build for TWRP was released I think 2 months back, and since then they haven't been updated much. So maybe they will be updating the TWRP team will be updating their recovery maybe in the coming weeks with the Oreo sources. So I just hope that it is complete. And if you guys can't see, there is this progress meter, which is this progress bar, which you can see it's going on. It's currently setting up, and well, one of the first significant changes which you could have made out quite spontaneously was that the device the first boot up time didn't take that much. I think maybe it's this we have got some kind of a different boot animation in here, this progress bar loading up. Yeah, so one of those changes which Google mentioned is that they have improved the boot up times by a lot, and if I can recall, there was quite a significant difference in the boot up times of Marshmallow and Nougat. So I will just wait a while. Let's wait a while for the booting up to get complete. Yeah guys, so we finally have the first boot up screen. I think it took about maybe 5 minutes for the boot up to get completed. So we will get started with the setup directly. I will be skipping most of the stuff. Setup as new, tap on skip, continue, and I'll tap on next. Skip this one, skip anyway. All set. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. We have got Oreo 8.0 installed. I will simply go ahead to the settings menu. I will increment the brightness to 100%. Yeah, so let's go to the settings menu, and there we have it. I think system, and I think it was about phone. Yeah, so yeah, there we have it. Android version 8.0.0, and we do have the August 5 2017 security patch, and then we have got the octopus Easter egg. Yeah, so that's been it, guys. So we were successfully able to install Android Oreo 8.0 on the Redmi Note 3. I will be having a review out for this ROM shortly. So if you want to get a notification for that whenever that is uploaded, I think I will be uploading that within the next day or so. So yeah, so in case you want to get a notification for that, do hit that subscribe button, and do turn on the notifications as well. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and if you have any doubts, just comment them down, and we'll get back to you soon as possible. Yeah, so that's been pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day, take care, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.